What's up? No.
When Lacey was 20 years old, she worked as a delivery girl for a pretty popular pizzeria in her area. Initially, she worked a late morning to mid-afternoon shift, but when the guy who delivered the night shift ended up getting fired due to him losing his license because of a DUI, she was placed on the night shift instead.
Oh.
Lacey really didn't want this shift because you never know if people who order late at night actually want a pizza or if they have other intentions in mind.
Exactly. She got the right clucking idea. Just saying. You know, convince your mother clucking boss to do either morning shifts or like a mid shift. That's not like, you know, that's not necessarily closing, but it's like kind of close to closing, but it's not really closing. You know, like if your store closes at like 10 or 11, but like your mid shift is like 12 to 8 or 2 to 9, you know, some not closing.
Fortunately, her boss essentially told her if she wasn't willing to work the night shift, she was fired.
Wow.
Lacey wasn't exactly in a position to be out of work, so she reluctantly worked the shift.
You did?
The first month went by without any issues. That was until she had to deliver a pizza to a house that just barely made it to their delivery radius. Lacey put the address in the GPS and the house was located in a pretty suburban part of the city.
Okay.
She arrived at about 11 p.m. The block was extremely quiet, decently lit, and mostly littered with modern townhouses.
Okay.
But the house she delivered to was a duplex. Lacey rings the doorbell and waits for about 30 seconds. No answer.
There it is. No, you better not ring that shit twice. 30 seconds is more than enough time for you to get your ass to the door. I don't care if you're in the shower. You better put a pause on that and come out with a towel or a robe on. Wow, that's sus. I was gonna say that's kind of weird. Just you hear you showering, you hear the doorbell, ding dong, bitch. I don't know why I said bitch. Right. You hear the doorbell, you're in the shower, right? Come out, you turn it off, haul ass to the door with the robe on, and you wet. Come on, that's all right. Never mind. I take that back. You could be clucking. Get off me. Get the pizza. You could be watching, you know, The 100 on Netflix, which I'm currently watching, which is a great season. I'm on season 5, I think. Pause that. You know, you could be cooking. You could be doing something. I thought I saw like some extra hair on me. Sorry. You could be doing something. But whatever you're doing, you could have just paused it or told her to get up off you and go get the pizza real fast. You can do that in 30 seconds. Like, come on. And 30 seconds is a long time if you think about it.
She rings it again and waits for another 30 seconds.
Damn.
Still no answer.
Now we had a minute.
She's standing there getting pretty nervous that something's about to go down, but thankfully a man opens the door. He looked like he was in his late 40s. Lacey tells him his pizza's here and he just stands there, staring at her.
Wow.
She asked him if he was okay and he responded by saying, "Yeah, I'm fine, sorry. I got off work not too long ago and I'm zoning out a bit." He hands her the money and she hands him the pizza. And as she's making change, he says, "You're really beautiful."
Okay, you got it. Okay.
Not really thinking too much into it, Lacey thanked him for the compliment and gave him his change. She walked back to her car and finished the remaining deliveries for the night. A few days later, Lacey gets a delivery order from the same place. She heads over there around the same time as before and rings the doorbell. He answered the door very excitedly and said,
Damn, bitch. Damn. It's like he was there. It's like he was at the door. Damn. He hauled ass to that door. Hey, if a sus person, male or female, somebody like this, if you acting real sus like him, and they hit you with the, you look cute, or you look really, or you're very beautiful. Because there are a difference between somebody that's not sus and not weird saying you're cute and beautiful versus somebody that is sus and it is weird saying you cute and or you beautiful. But if a sus weird person says that to you, be rude, but not rude at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, so say if somebody like this says you beautiful, right? But you catching like weird bad vibes from him. You got two options. You can either be rude as hell, or you can be rude but not rude. So the first rude is don't say shit. Don't even give him no eye contact, and then go get the hell on get the hell on with your business, right? Or he says, you cute or you beautiful. You be like, this is like the rude but not rude. You be like, I mean, you acknowledge him. You said thank you in a sense, but you didn't say nothing. Just saying.
Hey, it's you again. How are you? Lacey told him she was tired and can't wait to go home, to which he chuckled and said, I know that feeling pretty well. As he's counting his money, he asks what her name is. Being tired at this point and not really thinking, she stupidly tells him her name.
Damn it.
As Lacey was making change, he asks if he could have her number, as he'd love to hang out with someone as gorgeous as she is.
She 20. He's in his late 40s. That's like me asking a 14, 15, 16-year-old for her number. Like, that's really sus. Like, that's weird. Unless it's like some business type shit. Even then, I would still, no, yeah. Now, if he did that, but she was like 16, 17, lock up.
Lacey's just standing there awkwardly for a few seconds before she said, sorry, I have a boyfriend. He gets upset and says, oh, okay, I see. They stand there in silence before she tells him to have a good night and walks back to her car.
Oh!
He says nothing and still stands at the doorway staring at Lacey until he finally went back inside when she started the car. There was a pretty creepy vibe from this guy, and she even brought it up to her co-workers, and they also agreed it was creepy. Except for her boss, who overheard everything and claimed Lacey was making up stories to try to gain sympathy for having to take the night shift. A week later, there's an...
Shit, really? You don't fucking... Sorry, clock it. I already said it. You don't fucking believe me? You don't fucking believe me? Really? That's what we doing? Really? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You cool. Cool. So how about you take your ass and deliver that shit to the mother clucking creepy ass? To the mother clucking sus ass? How about you take your ass and deliver to him? You come back. Tell me how was that experience? Mother clucking.
order from the same guy, and this is when it hits the fan. Lacey arrived at the house at around 10:30 p.m. As she's approaching the door, it quickly swings open to reveal the man, except this time he was wearing a suit. Sorry if I scared you. I saw you out the window and figured I'd just open the door now so that you wouldn't have to ring the bell.
Sus?
Lacey was getting scared because there were no lights in the house, so he was sitting in the dark this entire time? And if so, why? He asked if she liked his suit, to which Lacey said yes.
It's okay.
He then asks, would you like to go on a date with me tonight? She once again tells him that she has a boyfriend, to which he chuckles and gets close to her and says, there's no...
Exactly, I'm rocking the shit out of you. What y'all doing in a situation like this? Comment Gator. In a situation like this, I'm blankety blankety blank. SpongeBob reference. Ooh, damn. Look how close he is. What do you rock him to?
Way a girl your age is in a serious relationship. If you go on a date with me, I'll show you how a real man treats a girl.
You got it.
He grabs the pizza box from her, throws it to the side, and grabs her by the arms.
Sus? You dick. Is it really to be? Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Lacey's officially losing her mind at this point and trying not to cry from the fear that was overwhelming her. She starts pleading with him. Dude, please, I just want to go home. I don't want to go on a date. He just stares at her with the most sinister look and says, I don't care. Get inside now. We're gonna have a good time. He starts trying to pull Lacey into the house and she's resisting as much as she can. After a bit of struggling, he lets go of one of her arms and starts grabbing something out of his pocket, which she presumed was a knife.
Hit him
Lacey
in the nuts.
used her free arm to punch him as hard as she could in his stomach. She quickly runs to the car and as she gets in, he chases after her and tries pulling Lacey out of the car, holding the knife in the other arm and yells, Why are you making this so difficult? She grabs the soda bottle from the cup holder and throws it at him, luckily hitting his head, causing him to let go. He slams the door and then all of a sudden he jumps right on the hood of the car and starts scratching and banging on the windshield. Lacey puts the car in reverse and quickly backs out of the spot and reverses down the road with him desperately trying to hold on. He's banging on the hood, screaming, Stop the car! She turns onto the next road as swiftly as possible and luckily he falls off the hood. Lacey slammed the gas to get as far away as she could from that disgusting man. In her panicked state, she drove a couple blocks down the street and kept making turn after turn onto other side blocks as Lacey feared that she was being followed. Eventually, Lacey reached the red light and slammed on the brakes and just sat there at the intersection frozen from what just happened.
Sat nothing. I would have driven through every fucking red light until I got to my destination. And my destination is not my job. My destination is to my clucking house. Because I feel like every one of my coworkers is clucking up. My clucking face itches. One of the reasons why I don't do night shifts. Deliveries.
She began crying and violently shaking. It dawned on her that she came so close to losing her life. Once the light turned green, she pulled over to the side and just sat there crying. Eventually, Lacey gets the energy to drive back to the pizzeria, and almost immediately after she walks in, her coworker knew something was wrong. She practically broke down in front of him and explained everything that happened. Lacey's boss even began apologizing profusely for what had...
Get the hell away from me. Stop, because I'm still shooken up and I'm still on edge right now. You get any closer, yo, I'm rocking the shit out of you. I'm sorry. Like, get the hell away from me. Because you're one of the last people I want to see right now. Stop. Get the hell away. Hey, don't cluck and touch me. You touch me, it's over. Okay? You touch me, I'm rocking the shit out of you. And then I'm hauling ass. Cluck in 2 weeks. Even though I still want to get paid for my 2 weeks. Best believe he's still putting in those hours. At least 40. At least.
This happened, and for putting her on a night shift, he took her into the office and handed her the phone to call the cops. They arrive at the store and Lacey gives them their statement, as well as taking pictures of any marks on herself as well as the scratches on the car from the encounter as evidence. Lacey drove home that night and collapsed on the bed and, strangely enough, managed to fall asleep. She quit her job the next day, and luckily a friend of hers managed to help her get a new job at a clothing store. As far as the cycle goes, 2 days later, Lacey received an update from the police. The entire duplex was owned by the guy's brother, who lived on the left side with his wife, and the man lived on the right side of the duplex.
Dang.
She learned that he had been in and out of jail constantly, at first for robberies and assaults, but later on it was for other crimes involving a minor. He had been released from jail about 5 months before this encounter. When they arrived at the house, he was long gone and his family had no idea where he ran off to. But the police insisted they would find him. And indeed, they did, albeit not alive. She spent the next 2 months in fear that he would find her and finish what he had in mind, but the police contacted Lacey and updated her on the case. Apparently, he fled to another city nearby and attempted to kidnap a teenager walking alone on the street. Luckily, someone was there at the right time and they were able to call the police, and the police caught him. He manages to flee and the police chase after him. He blew a red light near a busy boulevard and the van slammed right into the driver's side of his car. By some sort of miracle, the driver of the van only sustained minor injuries while the psycho succumbed to his wounds long before the ambulance even arrived. Lacey thanked the officers for everything they did and for informing her, and she walked out of the station. Lacey walks down the street and is taking in everything she had just been told. She doesn't wish death upon anyone, but after hearing about him dying, there was a feeling of relief. She was relieved that he couldn't.
But okay, but is it though? Is it a feeling of relief? Because let's not rule nothing out. Let's not mind you, his family was living literally next door to him. All I'm saying is, his family, the people living next door to him, could have been in cahoots. For all I know, for all we know, his family could be tracking her down too. Or families tends to stick together. Just saying. I'm hungry as hell.
Hurt anyone anymore and would never have to encounter him ever again. Who knows what would have happened to Lacey if he managed to pull her into the house that one delivery night.
You got it. You got it.
Let's see how many people actually get to this part of the video. Hey everyone, I'm Steven. I'm the guy who's behind the storytelling, the narration, the drawings on this channel, and I was originally planning on making this video much later in the future, but I figured it's really not that big of a deal. Plus, nobody was dying to know what I look like. And it was never a secret to begin with, because if you wanted to know, all you had to do was follow me on Instagram or Twitter or look it up. And I also have another YouTube channel. So, yeah. I guess I can answer a question or two. What is something we don't know about you? I can't swim. My parents forced me to learn as a kid, but I never put in the effort. I hated it. My instructor was terrible. I can't tread. I can't kick. I'm like a character from One Piece where I ate a devil fruit, and if you decide to throw me in the ocean, there is 0% chance I'm going to survive. Why does your character have a band-aid on his face? Oh my god, Steven, you're such a liar. Your character has brown hair, but yours is black and you have a different hairstyle. And I don't see a band-aid on your face right now. Are you lying to us? Wait a second, you have a nose? Okay, when I first drew that character, I did have brown hair. It just grew, and I got a haircut. As for the band-aid, it's a reference to a video I made where I talked about the time where I had a skateboarding accident where I scraped the entire right side of my face. Woo! So this whole part was like torn off. I have some permanent scarring here and here. You can't really see in the video because the lighting kind of blocks it, but there's some dark pigments still under my skin which I got laser treatment for, and I might make a video on that in the future, I don't know. Okay, that's it for the questions. If you guys want to ask more, I could do a Q&A in the future, so you can leave it down in the comments. Before I go, I just want to thank you guys for all the support on this channel. I did not expect us to grow this much this year, so thank you for watching the videos. I'm super grateful, and I love it when you guys encourage me to upload more and tell me that you enjoy the stories. If you're still watching this video, I want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking to the end, and that's it for now, so I'll see you in the next video.
I appreciate you too. You awesome. And his animation is clean too. That's all I'm saying. Right? And what else I'm saying is, if you're doing deliveries at night, may God be with you. If you have Adidas on, you don't got shit to worry about. If you don't, oh, somebody said a comment, cause I was like, what do you call fake Adidas? And I was like, originally I was like Adidas, but then somebody put a F in front of it, so it's like, is it pronounced Fadidas? Cause I'm gonna start saying thank you for that, cause I'm gonna start saying Fadidas if you're wearing Adidas, but you're doing some clucked up shit, or you doing like you playing games with Adidas on. I'm gonna just say Fadidas. Hopefully I can find that comment and I can give you a shout out. But if I can't, you know who you are. So, boom. Keep cool, keep class, and I love you. Stay happy. My family.